Hello my friends, Doc Martin here. Today's episode is all about habits. So how much of our behavior is done out of habits? Studies show that at least 40% of our daily activities are performed out of habit. Habits consist of three components: context, that's your surrounding environment, repetition, and reward. Context is king. If you ever watched Mad Men on TV, you would certainly be aware of how everyone smoked everywhere all the time, both men and women. In 1964, the Surgeon General's report was damning for smoking. It was the leading preventable cause of death in USA. People started to believe this. But as I've shown earlier, knowledge alone was not enough to change behavior, even though it was killing them. In 1973, 40% of Americans were smokers. Motivation and willpower were not much help either. Tobacco sales continued to climb. What did make the difference were tobacco control laws. Many states banned smoking in restaurants, bars, and workplaces. Another deterrent was cigarette taxes. The more expensive cigarettes got, the fewer we can purchase. Cigarette advertising was banned. Cigarette machines disappeared, and stores put cigarettes behind the counter. So despite the addictive power of nicotine, the cues, the triggers in our everyday environment played a big role in whether we smoked or not. We tend to overlook the importance of our surroundings. One of the simplest contexts that we can influence is proximity. Put apples on the countertop and they're eaten more. Put snacks out of sight and out of reach and they're eaten less. Join a gym close to your home and you exercise more. Surround yourself with healthy lifestyle friends and you more readily adopt a healthier lifestyle. Second factor, repetition. So now, you've arranged the context and have identified and adopted a healthier behavior. When does the magic happen? It takes time and lots of repetition. So how many times do we have to repeat a behavior? Well, go to Amazon and YouTube or Google, I did that and I search, and you're going to see statements like 21 days to the new you. Change your habits, change your life, the 21-day fix. A variation on the theme is the 30-day solution. To help develop healthier habits in just 30 days. No matter what they say, they all preach that you can develop a new habit in 21 or 30 days and get remarkable results. The 21 or 30-day quick fix is very, very popular. So where did this idea come from? Well, it was introduced by Dr. Maxwell Maltz, a plastic surgeon, in his book Psycho-Cybernetics, published in 1960. So when Dr. Maltz performed an operation like amputating an arm or a leg, the patients would take about 21 days to cease feeling the phantom sensations in the amputated limb. He also noticed that it took him about 21 days to form a new habit, so his book Psycho-Cybernetics was a blockbuster hit. And soon many self-help gurus started to preach that it takes 21 days to form a habit. Others said it takes 30 days to get a habit established. There's something very, very appealing about the 21 or 30-day myth. It's short, fast, and easy to do. But a myth is just what it is. It's not based on good scientific research. Some habits may take 20 to 30 days to establish, others may be shorter, and some may take a longer period of time. 21 days is not a magic number. So what does the research tell us about habit formation? The most cited study was one done by Philippa Lally and her team at the University of London, published online in 2009 in the European Journal of Social Psychology. 96 volunteers chose an eating, drinking, or activity behavior to carry out daily in the same context, like for example, right after breakfast. The average time it took to perform the behavior consistently was 66 days, with a range of 18 to 254. Simple habits might take a short time to develop. but most habits take at least 2 months and even longer to become an automatic part of our lifestyle. And the research found another interesting result. If you missed a day or two, it didn't matter too much. It didn't affect the process of forming a habit. So if you miss doing your habit occasionally, it's not the end of the world and not a reason to stop trying. If you miss a day, just get up, dust yourself off, and keep plugging along the road to new habit development. The key idea you can gather from this is 1, habit formation is not a one-time, short-term event, but an ongoing process that takes time. 2, even if you occasionally mess up, it's not the end of the world. And 3, consistently repeating behavior over time leads to it becoming automatic, easier and easier to do without your conscious awareness. Healthy habits do take some work to develop, but the payoff in terms of living a healthier lifestyle is immeasurable. Third component, rewards. So, what we have so far is you need a context to kickstart the habit, to cue the trigger, repetition to turn the behavior into a stable, repeatable routine, but one key ingredient is needed to make the habit stick, and that is reward. If something feels good, it tends to get repeated. But for rewards to work in habit formation, they have to have a strong emotional component. Emotions create habits. You can intentionally create feelings that wire in the habits we want in our lives. There are many different types of positive reinforcement you can use, but one of the best is by creating a feeling of success. You celebrate the new behavior. And it should occur immediately after the behavior. You don't need big physical expressions of celebration. A simple smile, a quiet affirmation in your head can work just fine. Thoughts like, I did it. Way to go. Yeah, I nailed it. Yeah, good job. I'd like to point out that rewards are only important when first forming a habit, not for maintaining a habit once it's formed, because a habit, once formed, is automatic. Rewards are also an excellent way to measure how strong a habit has become. Once a habit is formed, we become insensitive to the reward. They're no longer important or needed. The only way to know for sure if an action is habitual is to test what happens when the reward changes. If we persist, even when we don't value the reward or it is no longer available, then it's a habit. This is some very important ramifications that I will discuss in my forthcoming episode on busting bad habits, but that'll have to wait to the future. Habits are simply cute behaviors that have been repeated and rewarded enough times to become automatic. So, the next logical question is, how do we form healthy habits and eliminate unhealthy ones? In the next episode, I will be talking about habit formation, so stay tuned. I hope you found some of what I just talked about interesting and informative. There's a lot more to come. So please hit the like and subscribe button below and turn on that little bell next to subscribe that you don't miss out on any of my future topics. I think you will really love them. Well, thanks for watching, and please leave any comments you might have or suggestions for topics you would like to see covered. I'd really appreciate that. So, until we meet again, just keep on trucking.